How's it going, everyone? I'm here with another video, doing another figure review, but today's gonna be action figure review, so it's, well, like I just said without realizing, I'm gonna be reviewing a figure instead of just showcasing it like a bunch of my other previous reviews and figures showcases. And today is going to be the Spider-Man 2099 from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, as you can see. I have one slight problem already with the figure, and it's not even with the figure itself, it's with myself. This is an original release of this figure, as in I bought this beginning of 2024. It has been 2 years of this thing being in my possession and me just never reviewing it. So I'm just gonna finally get off my ass and actually review this bad boy. So let me put this guy up on the screen, up on my table, or desk, oh god. The low-key skinny legs doesn't make them hard to balance, but anyway, there's the figure in its glory. Give me a moment to pause so that way I can pull all of his accessories out of the box, because all of them are in the box behind him. So here's everything you get with 2099 on Miguel O'Hara, straight out of the box. But before anything, well, before I go into detail about all these accessories, or kind of short amount of accessories, let's look into the detail of the main man himself. Oh god. Okay, here we go. Here he is in all of his glory. He is a really good, really well detailed figure. It's a lot of brilliant sculpt work, showing a bunch of little imprints and sort of wire lines all throughout the suit. Little lines, little details, pretty much a lot of little details are all in the sculpt and in the paint. It all looks really well done, but that's not what makes this figure good. It is also the pairing of the accessories you get with him. Like, for example, this is a whole ass cape, where that plugs in this spot here, where you use, okay, let me pick it up, this small little tool. You jam it into this spot right here. Oh no, never mind, that's the other side, I'm stupid. There we go. And then just lift up, and it lets you take it out like that. Boom. And then you just simply plug this like so in its place. I personally don't want to, because I will say the cape being entirely made of plastic does make them a little top heavy, and I don't want to deal with all that. That drastic difference in weight distribution across the figure while trying to review him, but do take my word for it, it does look pretty good. I will say, do be careful if you do ever want this figure for yourself. Do be careful of these parts, these little sharp edges. One, they do seem pretty sharp. If you poke them at the wrong angle, they look like they may hurt. Not really. Okay, never mind. I guess never mind. Actually, look like this one and this one right here. It looks like this one right here might have popped off for me. Okay, well, that's good to realize, but we move on. So, this guy comes with some alternate hands. 2 different ones, for example. He comes with these fists already on him, but he comes with these. God damn it, I'm dropping them. These open palms, you know, like how a Spider-Man may gracefully place this on the ground whenever they're doing a landing. Pretty nice. A pretty good level of detail on the hands. And then the other pair is they may look like open hands at first. Well, maybe not if you're keen-eyed. But they're claw hands with little claws. Be careful when touching them, they are kind of sharp. I can't even lie. They're not sharp if you just touch them knowing they're gonna be sharp with as minimal, like, poke as you can. But, like, if you're poking them like how I'm poking my hand right now, it won't do, like, it will hurt a little bit. But if you just, like, hold it, it'll just be, it won't hurt. And then webs. One small one, and then one longer one. And how they work is you just simply take the hand off and do it like so. I think it's the other way around. Yeah. Looks like this. Shoots out of its web shooters like that. And it's the same with both, it's just you do it at the desired length that you want. And then on to the last accessory, which is an alternate head, being his unmasked face with another neck, because the neck on this one is fully blue to show him it being entirely masked. So this one is partially shows his skin on the top half of it, so that way it, you know, looks like a proper unmasked head on or properly unmasked look on the figure. Okay, too close. The look is also pretty good though. With that, you just simply unplug that. I will say, I think there's been a little bit of warping or something with the actual ball joint peg on the normal unmasked head over time. Or that might just be something with the head. I don't know. Something about this feels way too easy to pop in now than when I first got it. So I will say, do take that with a grain of salt. Either as fact, depending on your own experience. Look at that, really good. And then let me put away all the accessories, so that way, you know, I can have free reign to show you his posability, because it's a pretty good range, I will say. And then I also do want to do size comparisons after, so give me a moment. I'm also pretty thirsty, so I do want to pause the video for a second so I could do that too. Quench my thirst. Okay, see you in just a second. Second pause. Alright, and then I'm gonna show you the articulation in terms of how far down he can look. this much up, pretty far. You can tilt his head pretty good. Oh God. I think you can just do the full 360 if you want him to. Arm. There is a butterfly joint. There is a ball joint in here too. And then, well, a sort of double ball joint, double ball held. Something complex, but unnecessary with this guy, where you can flip the arm out, you can do full rotation, bicep swivel, and then do a pretty good bend, and then it is on a peg, so you can rotate the arm 360, and then whichever angle you have it at, you can move it forward and back. There we go. And then torso articulation. Put the arms up for this. You can sort of, I forgot what's this called. I don't know. I forgot. I'm not the brightest in shed. Yep, that's as far back and forward his back can arch. Leg is pretty good. He can kick pretty far. Can also bend the foot forward. And you can do almost, but pretty much a full split. You can swivel. It is on there a tiny bit tight, so do hold on to the actual leg joint itself so that way you don't break it if you want to try using it at all. I'm pretty sure it's a full bend. Yep, full bend at the knee. And also, for whatever reason, one of these two, whenever they're bent, is just really easy to just fall out. I forget which of these two, but one of them has a problem with doing that. Can bend the foot forward doing that much, and then bend it back that much, and then do a pivot, an angled one, but a still really good pivot, and then toe bend. There we go. Excuse my French, I keep on forgetting how to speak the language I was born to speak with. And then, let me pose up this guy, and then I'll get a bunch of figures ready to do a bunch of size comparisons. So initially, this guy was a pretty tall figure in my collection that now has been pretty overshadowed. He is like about 7.5 inches tall, about 4 inches and that many centimeters. Yeah, centimeters, just a is the unit of measurement before inches, or just under inches. So, yeah. Let's say, comes a little bit into how he's like a big, like 1 3/4 depth if you want to count the fucking protruding spikes, but without that, it's like pretty much like an inch and a quarter wide, or not wide. his depth is 1.25 inches. And then I shall have him right. Position my camera up just a tiny bit because, like I said when I first pressed record on this segment, this guy used to be one of the tallest figures in my collection. Now gets overshadowed. Like, as of today, I'm recording this on the same day I uploaded my Hiya Toys Shima review. It's pretty big. Still pretty. Okay. Miguel is taller. Also not really, because Shima's on all fours instead of standing up. But still pretty much like bigger is how Shima is compared to Miguel. A figure that one of the ones that'll be like actually shorter and smaller than him. Shadow, the ultimate life form. He just loves going to Mexico. I wonder why. And then Godzilla. Like, just barely taller than him. Or just barely. Like, Miguel is barely taller than Goji. Here's Space Goji. Put him on the table. He is shorter though. Well, Space Goji is shorter. Here is my Wanda Maximoff statue. She's definitely taller than him. She doesn't even fit in frame. Okay, at least she fits more in frame with the slight adjustment to the camera angle, but moving the tab so I can do other figures on top of her. Kiryu beats him out by a little bit, and then let me grab Boa Hancock, then King Kong. Well, technically both of them at once, but then show only one of them one at a time. Here's King Kong. As you can see, since he's crouched down, he is a tiny bit shorter than him, but stand him up fully and he'll definitely size him up. And then Boa Hancock. Oh shit. Big ass figure. In a really large scale, but in a position that makes the character look relatively small. So luckily the figure is relatively small. The same can't be said for Invisible Woman though. She just towers over him. Towers. And then I think I'll do one final size comparison to end off, and that'll just be for the figure. I plan to make the final showcase for the week. It is a still figure, so it will be a showcase instead of a review. But tall as shit. And then I think that is it for this video. Alright, see ya. Bye bye. So I completely forgot to actually include like the whole review part of the review. So I'm gonna just do it here where I meant to end the video. So pretty much the figure has a really good set of articulation. It is really well detailed. I will say for $130 I feel like we were kinda skimped out on accessories with just the alternate head being unmasked, only 2 sets of alternate hands, and I just feel like on one or both of those fronts we could have had something extra for each of those. And also just the lack of a stand for a $130 action figure, kind of a stupid move, at least in my opinion. It just feels like something they should have included, especially when I have the Miles and Gwen figure as well, and those came with stands, and they were $30 cheaper than this guy too. You're also never gonna get a review of the Gwen because her ass broke. Her leg literally broke while I was trying to repose her on my shelf one day. So, yeah, you're never getting a review of her. She's good though. She was a good figure. I just, her leg broke on me because it got tight, and I didn't realize that was me, forcing the tightness to break her leg joint. So, yeah, I'm stuck with a broken Gwen Stacy figure, but that's neither here nor there. This guy is, I'd say 4 out of 10, if anything. 3. I'd say 3 out of 10. Feels, because he's either too expensive or comes at too little for how he's priced. So he either should have been priced less or came with more. Since those two main gripes I have with them. So yeah, 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10, I meant. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. 3 out of fucking 10. Gotta remind myself. 3 out of 10 is what I give this guy. Okay, that's it for the video. Bye-bye. For real this time.